Hello, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. So today we're talking about pockets, and I'm not an expert about this, so this isn't a video where I divulge the history or the proper historic ways of doing a pocket. I am more into livable everyday items that we've taken from history. I think it's called living history adjacent. So I have this issue where there's no pockets in women's clothes, and I often have items I need to carry from one place to another around the house, or I'll have my phone I need to carry with me, and I got tired of forgetting my phone in the store or in the shopping cart, or not being able to set it down when I need to do something else and having no place to put it. So my phone does have a magnetic strip on the back, so it's really nice. It magnetizes to whatever. Let's see, little demonstration. See? I love this feature, but it's not always handy. So when I came across pockets and the idea that I could wear my purse as a belt and not forget my purse or my phone places, I was all for it. Hey, people used to do this, therefore it's kosher, and society is to skip the times. So anyway, my first pocket, I printed this out, and I did not print it out to scale, but I did not know that at the time. So I printed it out and I was like, well, it's awfully small, but we'll see. And yes, it was small. I wound up with this. As you can see, it does not fit a cell phone. No cell phones will be going in there. I also had a lot of issues with it, so I didn't do the binding right, which is just a piece of ribbon. But it's a cute idea, and I'm pretty sure if I scaled this, I would love to make a beautiful beaded pattern. I have a bunch of lace. I would love to make a lace one of these and then make it beaded or whatever and embroidered, and it would be gorgeous. But for now, I need something workable for the house. And since I rarely leave the house, it doesn't need to be pretty. It can be pretty. What's the point of having stuff that's not pretty, right? And I keep forgetting the camera's over there and not over there because I'm used to my camera being in front of me, and I can't get that camera to work. So we are using the camera from the laptop, which is now my new screen things. Anyway, back to my thing. So I was in Foundations Revealed, and someone mentioned that they were doing pockets, and they thought the pocket pattern was too big. And so I printed mine out to scale, and it seems smaller than theirs. I don't know if maybe they didn't print it out to the right scale, they printed it out too big. I don't know. But I do know it did not fit on one piece of paper. It took 4 pieces of paper to print this out. And still, it was not big enough. So we have the first one. I did not follow the directions. I do not know what the directions look like. I did my own thing. So the first thing I did was I did I forget what this is called, but I did this kind of French seaming on the slit rather than doing a binding, because I hate the time bindings take, and this is just really quick, and it's for around the house anyway. So I did notice that most people use a tie, and that's great. This is really easy, it keeps it on the thing. My problem was it kept breaking. So you can see here that the rip of where it's tied around me. Additionally, it keeps stretching out, so over the course of the day it would hang lower and lower on me, and it just got annoying. And additionally, it does fit my phone and my chapstick and my house keys, which is great. It's nice. The hole's a little too big. Excuse me. I do not know how I sew coffee. I think it's really dry. By the way, this is Texas, y'all, and it is already 80 degrees at least outside. So it's uncomfortable. And they're not even in summer yet. So anyway, so I've been using this for over a month. I am enamored with it, and I did line it. This is just cotton duck from Walmart. They have some really pretty patterns there, you guys. You get 2 yards for $10, so it makes it about $5 a yard. And I use this cotton duck for almost anything, and then you can get this cotton poly that's almost equally as cheap, or maybe cheaper. I think it's 2 yards for $5, and I use it in a lot of pattern making and mini mock-ups and things I use around the house. So I wound up making a third pattern. Forgive me, went out and bought a nice beautiful leather belt to go with it because, you know, sturdier. I did mess up a little bit, so I've had this beautiful brocade in my stash for going on probably 14 years, and I couldn't bring myself to make anything out of it because it's just so gorgeous, but I always thought it was poly. It turns out this is 100% cotton brocade, so this is probably some really expensive fabric originally, and it may not be coming out on camera as well as it should be. Let's see if we can get some more lighting in here. So we're going to turn on another light. Or not. There we go. That's a little more true to color. And let's see what's in here is, oh, my handkerchief. So I had the pleasure of using this weekend when we went shopping, and I've already got some items in here. So I have my pack of gum and my chapstick and a handkerchief, because it's Texas and you get sweaty and you need a handkerchief. Anyway, so the differences I made in this original pattern was, first of all, I made it bigger. So I don't know if you can tell this, but I did 1 inch all the way around. So to make it 1 inch all the way around, I actually just slid the pattern and did 1 inch and just kept doing that. I kept moving it, and then I did like another inch over here from where it started. So I traced the pattern first on the wrong side of the fabric, and then I traced 1 inch around that. And it came out very well. This is a good size. I made this slit smaller, but I didn't secure the French seam very well, and so it's already starting to fray, which I don't know. But I did make 3 of these, and they did not fit across the top. So I put one upside down for my key ring. And this does work out. It keeps my keys from scratching my phone, and eventually maybe it'll be a chatelaine or whatever. And I went and got a $15 pure leather belt from Walmart. So it's nice. I did kind of mess up here, but it's a beautiful make. It fits my phone just right. But of course I'm not going to use this around the house. So I encourage you guys, if you are like me and you want something that's a lot simpler, not to have to carry a bag around, not to have to put your phone in your pockets and possibly break the screen, this is a fantastic idea, and we can modernize it with better seams, better fabrics. Alright, so this isn't the last one I made. I made another one after this, and I made this one even bigger. So I hope you can hear me, because yeah. And I made this one for carrying around the house, and so if you made it back in here. So I often find random items laying about the house that don't belong in the right room, and so this made it really handy to like to take my bottle of perfume that should not be in the sewing room and put it back in the office on my desk where it belongs. And other things like that, or just carry my phone, be able to go outside and do yard work. I made this one quite a bit larger, and so this time I folded this in half. I moved the pattern over by 2 inches, and then I traced the pattern. And well, I moved it over, and then I moved it down 2 inches and over 2 inches, and then traced the pattern halfway. Cut out one piece of fabric, and then cut out the second piece of fabric a little bit bigger. This time I did secure the pocket, and it's not lined. It's summer anyway, but it's nice thin fabric. Once again, this is Cotton Duck from Walmart. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite patterns. It feels very posh to me, but my sewing machine started messing up, so you'll forgive me for this, the little loops. But I did make this slit a lot smaller, and before I turned out this interfacing to make it a French seam, I glued along the first seam I made. So I sewed 1/4 inch from the line I made to cut this hole on the back side of the fabric, and then I took a fabric fusion glue with my finger and just barely touched the edge of that seam right there on the inside, cut this hole, turned it inside out, let it dry a little bit, but not enough I couldn't iron it flat. Ironed the whole thing flat, and then I secured the edges of this. You'll see that I didn't do anything to this seam right here, but I secured it back and then did the French seam, and it turned out nice. It's nice. I think it's nice. I could have done better on some of these edges, but French seaming is the way to go. I mean, yeah, I know they do the what's it called, the edging, the binding, but I'm just not a fan of doing the binding. So if you're not doing historic, if you're doing historic adjacent or to use every day, this would be fine, but this does need to be bigger. I'm going to say this is probably a good size for normal items. I do think I'm going to make another one to go outside with me, and I'm going to make it quite bigger. And I've seen some as well that have pockets going sideways, so you could tuck other items in there, and that might be a good idea if you're like me and you want to take one of these outside with gardening tools and gloves and stuff in it, so you can just grab your belt, put it on the belt, leave it on the belt, and just grab your belt and go. I do like this idea. The belt made it so much better. You see there's no ripping, there's no tearing. This belt's really old, so I have to replace it eventually, but it's nice and secured, and this is a nice size that you can easily reach into here. I think if it was the smaller one, and you see how much smaller this is, that being on a belt would not be comfortable. As well as I wear my belt up on my Empire because I have a gluten belly, so it's not so comfortable down there. But yeah, so I really encourage people to look into historic ways people did things. These pockets would be great on your farm or your homestead. I've even heard that back in the day they used them to put chickens in to go to market. So they had stuffed their live chickens in this, and then they would like sell them, I guess, barter them for other foods. So you could, of course, make this a lot larger to fit bigger tools. You could use sturdier fabrics. I do recommend if you're going to be storing tools or chickens in here, you probably line it better. Sorry, excuse me, allergies. Anyway, those are my makes for this week or for today. I have some more videos on the way, and I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to enjoy more of my sewing videos. Take care and have a great day.